Next, we'd like to welcome on stage Mr. Stefano Maruzzi, the Regional Vice President for GoDaddy, for his keynote speech.
Well, thank you. It's a real pleasure being here with you today. It's my first time in Dubai, and really impressed by everything I saw and I heard. And as you can see, I'm Stefano, I'm Italian, I'm a Manchester City fan. Whenever I say this, nothing happens in London. I have the impression that I'm the only Man City fan. I hope there's someone here, considering the connection between Etihad, no really, right? Anyone? One? Okay, good. That's reassuring and encouraging. And I joined GoDaddy 3 years ago. I spent many years in the digital space, running Google in Italy, Microsoft MSN in Italy, and obviously our business model was around advertisement, and I thought it was a good time to switch to a healthier business model represented by subscription. So I'm a small business fan because our company is 100% focused on the small businesses all over the place. So I'll spend a few words about GoDaddy. We're a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. We went public last year, April the 1st of 2015, and we've been the most successful tech IPO of 2015. So that was interesting. I hope it will continue. And just to give you an idea, our market cap is $5.5 billion as we speak. Today the market is closed, and we are 5,000 employees. So compared to the large Microsoft, Amazon, clearly we are a small company and with a different trajectory. The company has been around for many years, and it has been incorporated in Arizona, which is not the typical Silicon Valley story, even though it was a garage in Arizona, maybe a very well-conditioned, air-conditioned garage, considering the temperature this time of the year. So, some numbers. We have 14 million customers worldwide, and we manage a lot of domains, right? And as you can see from these numbers, on a daily basis, we process over 15 billion DNS queries. So this is not particularly sexy, but gives you an idea of the role of our organization in the internet infrastructure. And we do spend a lot of time and energy to support our customers. So one of our distinguishing trait is 24/7 customer support. And as you can see in this slide, a lot of the GoDaddy workforce is 100% dedicated in supporting our customers. Recently, so 3 years ago, we expanded internationally. As you probably heard in the introduction, I run the EMEA region, so Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We have a lot of customers in the region, and specifically in United Arab Emirates. Being a publicly listed company, I cannot share the specific number, but it will be like the capacity of a large soccer stadium in the UK, right? Not the Man City one, because they are expanding it. We have a lot of fans. I don't know where they are. Maybe probably all in Manchester. But so this is why we are here today. We are here to learn. And we want to serve the local customers better going forward. So we have in our pipeline several investments and several initiatives in order to be more present, closer to our local customers. So I don't have to teach you anything about your country and how well connected you are. We heard a lot of presentation earlier today, but clearly these numbers, these stats are impressive. And this is exactly what we experience from our perspective. The typical United Arab Emirates GoDaddy customer is very active, buys a lot of products from us on a regular basis. So our mission, as I said indirectly, is to support the small businesses all over the place. And even though there are many distinctions, and being a business owner in this part of the world might present some challenges that are unique and different from other areas, there are at the same time a lot of commonalities. And this is the beauty about our mission, developing software solutions that can scale internationally in order to support small business owners. And we constantly survey our customer base. We ask them questions in order to fine-tune our products and services and understand better what their needs may be. And here you can see some of the macro challenges, right? In a constantly connected world, being competitive is perceived to be a top priority. For those who own a physical space, building the digital equivalent, it's a logical step. And then keeping up with the investment in technology and finding solutions to constantly evolve the digital presence. In other countries such as the UK, one of the main challenges that the small business owners have is, for example, being paid on time. And there are organizations who are supporting UK businesses in order to lobby with the central government and make sure that things improve. And at the end of the day, here in the United Arab Emirates, is 95% of the business represented by small business owners, and that percentage is almost the same all over the place. So what are the challenges? So by talking to our customers, and we process thousands and thousands of phone calls on a daily basis, we know that they are 100% focused on running their business. Time is a critical issue. And understanding of technology, well, despite the fact that they might use smartphones every day, they're not particularly savvy. So I would summarize this slide by bringing to your attention the fact that despite the maturity and the pervasiveness of technology, still educating a small business owner and sharing with them how easy it is to build a digital identity, it's priority number one. And this is, again, something that applies to every geography and every market. So what we always document is a sort of journey from visible to invisible. If you pay attention, the greatest majority of your personal interactions with friends, families, colleagues, and so on take place on digital platforms. And obviously, this applies as well to businesses. So the distinction between visible and invisible in these days from a business perspective is that if you're not online, if you don't have a digital presence, you're going to be invisible and you're going to lose opportunities to do business going forward. And that applies, as I said, to every small business owner and every geography. So what is the journey? Well, the journey starts historically for us as a company, but in general with the internet address or a domain, right? And in this region, .com is particularly popular. There are more than 500 different domains available, and more recently, hundreds have been introduced. .photography, .online, .news, .media, a bunch of alternatives in order to make sure that your brand, because this is at the end of the day a domain name, it's your brand in the digital space, becomes more relevant and meaningful by replacing a standard, sometimes not particularly useful extension with something that positions your business and your activity more clearer. And I know that in these days everything is evolving towards mobile apps or consumption of internet through mobile devices. I just want to share a detail. Not later than this month from an Eastern European market, we saw an incredible activity around domains. It turned out that few investors have spent millions of dollars buying domains. I came to the conclusion that there's gold, there are diamonds, and apparently domains are perceived still in these days as a valuable way to invest your personal asset, your personal money. So once you move from domains, clearly, and this was a topic that was covered in previous session as well, we consider privacy to be a natural extension. So a lot of businesses, startups want to make sure that the identity is kept private. And so the first step is securing your name in the internet namespace, and then protect your name. And these are other examples of additional services that we offer at a very minimal fee in order to ensure that small business owners can build their digital identity. It's what collectively is described as hosting solutions. Another area where we are experiencing growth and growing interest by small business owners all over the place is on email. Email has been around forever, right? So nothing new, but instead of communicating with a generic email, such as at gmail.com, there's a growing trend by many business owners to buy their own personalized domain in order to portray a more professional image. And Office 365 is emerging as a perfect solution for professionals. I don't know if there is any Office 365 user in the room, but this suite is clearly addressing the needs of professionals, and the additional space available on the cloud, it's a perfect way to get in touch with partners and suppliers as well. So just to wrap up, I mentioned customers are at the very heart of what we do. Here are some examples of customers from different regions around the world. But before going through briefly these list of examples, how do we get in touch? The previous presentation was about digital and the impact of digital. We basically invest millions of dollars every year on search and other digital solutions. We, in order to push our services, but at the same time offer content, going back to my previous point of evangelizing and educating the customer base. And we recently signed deals with 2 large agencies. MEC was on stage earlier this morning, and obviously taking care of our media buying needs, and TBWA covering the creative aspect of our communication strategy. So this is an example from Turkey. This company is specialized in e-commerce activity, and they are our customers on certain products. There's another Turkish example. And this is a UK company. They start small, they grow over time, and over time they buy additional services from us and from other players as well in order to enrich their digital identity. And basically that's it. We try to help millions of small business owners all over the place in order to achieve their business goals by creating strong digital identities. Thank you so much.